Pain after she caught that fingertip in the eye or right around it.
Although Caitlyn Clark suffers the most uncalled fouls in the WNBA, some players that tried to bully Caitlyn Clark found out the hard way. What did these players face? And how did it impact Caitlyn Clark's 2025 season? Let's find out. Number 10, Brittney Griner. It was late May 2025, and the Atlanta Dream were holding a razor-thin edge over Caitlyn Clark's Indiana Fever right there in State Farm Arena. But here's where it gets even crazier. With only 4 minutes to play, Brittney Griner, fresh off her Phoenix Mercury stint and now anchoring the Dream, checks back in despite already sitting on 5 fouls. At 6'9" and built like an absolute fortress, she's the ultimate rim protector. But the officials, they're whistling every little thing. And you won't believe what happens next. She draws her 6th foul on the flimsiest shoulder bump against Clark, getting ejected with a measly 5 points and 7 boards in an 81-76 defeat. Caitlyn Clark shrugs it all off, exploding for 32 against the Liberty in her very next outing. But stick around, because this next part is huge. The fallout that nobody saw coming. Number 9, Marina Mabrey. In an 88-71 Fever victory that turned chaotic, Caitlyn Clark got poked straight in the eye during a scuffle. And here's where it gets even crazier. She shoved back at Sun guard J.C. Sheldon, who started it all with the poke. But you won't believe what happens next. Suns' Marina Mabrey responds by slamming Clark to the floor. Crew chief Ashley Gloss ruled Mabrey's hit didn't qualify as flagrant or warrant ejection. Sheldon got a standard foul for the eye jab, and Clark was dinged with a technical for her push, landing a $200 fine. And if you think that's wild, wait until you hear this. Later, Suns' Lindsay Allen and Fever's Sophie Cunningham got tossed for a separate brutal foul, unrelated to Clark, but the tension was off the charts. But here's what they're not telling you. A sketchy report claimed 2 Sun players faced a 3-game ban and $100,000 fine for dirty play on Clark. Number 8, Angel Reese. On June 16th, Chicago Sky rookie Angel Reese stepped into the spotlight for her own dramatic moment. Fresh off their epic college showdown, Reese carried that same fierce energy into the WNBA against her rival Caitlyn Clark. As Clark charged in for a layup, Reese leaped for the block, but ended up slamming into Clark's head with a brutal smack. Officials reviewed the tape and hit Reese with a flagrant one for unnecessary force. Reese brushed it off as just basketball, but the fallout hit quick. The league dropped a $1,000 fine on her, not for the hit, but for dodging her post-game interview duties. And the Sky? They got slammed with a $5,000 penalty for not enforcing the media rule. This is where things take a shocking turn. The foul didn't just stir up arguments. It unleashed a total cultural explosion. Online haters unleashed a torrent of racist and sexist abuse at Reese, pulling her into a vicious storm that had zero to do with the game. It supercharged the Clark-Reese feud from their 2023 NCAA title battle and made Reese the epicenter of heated debates on race, advantage, and the WNBA's tough style. Reese didn't even make All-Star team this season, but you won't believe what happens next. Number 7, Alysha Clark. On May 25, 2024, during a fiery matchup between the Indiana Fever and the Las Vegas Aces, veteran Aces forward Alysha Clark laid a controversial hit on rookie star Caitlyn Clark. But hold on, it gets even crazier. Late in the game, as Caitlyn charged toward the hoop, Alysha's tough defense slammed into her with force, knocking the Fever standout flat to the floor. Officials ruled it a standard foul at first, but you won't believe what happens next. Fever fans erupted in fury, demanding a flagrant 1 call because of the play's sheer brutality. And here's what they're not telling you. Slow-motion replays revealed Alysha's arm smashing hard into Caitlyn's chest and shoulder, igniting massive debate. Was the experienced pro deliberately targeting the newbie? This is where things take a shocking turn. Yet despite the drama, Caitlyn shook it off like a champ, dropping 16 points in the Fever's tough 99-80 defeat, proving she's built for the WNBA wars. Stick around because this next part is huge. Number 6, Chennedy Carter. Kicking things off was Chicago Sky's Chennedy Carter, storming into the headlines. Back on June 1, 2024, in a fiery matchup against the Fever, She didn't just defend Caitlyn Clark, she delivered a straight-up statement. Before the ball was even inbounded, Carter slammed her shoulder into Clark, knocking her straight to the floor. It was so obvious, it reeked of purpose. Refs started with a regular foul call, but after a quick league review, they bumped it to a flagrant one for excessive force. And right when you think the drama couldn't ramp up, the backlash slammed Carter harder than that hit. The WNBA skipped any fines or bans, but online, fans went nuclear, slamming her non-stop. Some even slid into straight-up stalking territory that haunted her beyond the arena. But hold on, it gets even more unbelievable. Number 5, AARIMCDONALD. The drama didn't stop at the Chicago border. Even the then LA Sparks guard Ari McDonald got swept up in the chaos. She earned a flagrant one foul for invading Caitlyn Clark's space under the basket on a three-point shot. It wasn't dirty play, just a sloppy collision in the heat of battle, but it fueled the storyline of Clark drawing rough treatment like a lightning rod. No penalties beyond the call, yet McDonald's name got etched into the expanding roster of athletes who'd pushed Clark's limits and sparked backlash. And here's where it gets even crazier. Ari was so laser-focused on shutting down Caitlyn Clark that she blanked on her own extra free throw attempt, and that's just scratching the surface. Clark wasn't simply hooping, she was surviving a full-on storm, but what happens next will leave you speechless. Number 4, Diggins-Smith Carrington. In the opening game of the 2024 WNBA playoffs, a shocking incident unfolded just 90 seconds into the first quarter. Connecticut Sun's Diggins-Smith Carrington accidentally jabbed Indiana Fever star Caitlyn Clark right in the eye during a routine pass to Aaliyah Boston. No foul was called as Clark collapsed in agony, later sporting a nasty black eye, but the Suns still dominated with a 93-69 blowout win. But here's where it gets even crazier. Clark, the ultimate tough cookie, shook it off after a quick timeout and battled through 36 minutes on the court, even with a rough 4 for 17 shooting performance. Stick around because this next part is huge. The drama's just heating up, and by the end of this video, you'll see why it's changing the game forever. Number 3, Ejected Magbigor. Early in her WNBA career, Caitlyn Clark got hit with a brutal welcome against the Seattle Storm. And here's where it gets really intense. Towering center Ejected Magbigor crashes into Clark's head with a thunderous foul during a lightning-fast break. The impact sends Clark sprawling to the floor, grabbing her face in pain as the arena falls silent. Refs slap on a standard common foul, but wait until you hear what happens next. Number 2, Michaela Onyenwere. But here's what they're not telling you. Michaela Onyenwere, another key Sky athlete, jumped into the action during that exact August 30th matchup. Her intense closeout on Clark triggered yet another flagrant one call for Chicago, solidifying a disturbing trend. Shockingly, the Sky accounted for 4 out of the 7 flagrant fouls against Clark all season in 2024. That's a jaw-dropping 57% of them. No penalties or bans hit Onyenwere personally, but the team's image was absolutely crushed. Trust me, you're going to want to hear this next part. Number 1, Skylar Diggins-Smith. The Seattle Storm's clash with the Fever on May 30th was pure fireworks, and Skylar Diggins-Smith, one of the WNBA's most dynamic guards, turned up the heat. In a fiery exchange, she gets locked up with Clark and dishes out a push that rocks the rookie back. Officials slap on a standard foul, but the raw aggression, it has everyone talking. Slow-mo footage captures Diggins-Smith's irritation exploding, and online fans erupt, blasting her for what they call an attempt to intimidate the rising talent. Caitlyn Clark remained cool and collected. Her focus remained laser-sharp. And on the court, she kept leveling up, dropping 15.6 points per game while dragging her squad into the playoffs. Clark didn't merely weather the storm, she owned it, proving she's built for the biggest battles. And you won't believe what happens next. That unbreakable toughness, it exploded into massive wins off the court. Clark's star power went nuclear, snagging mega deals with Nike, Gatorade, and State Farm, totaling millions in the bank. Her jerseys flew off shelves, shattering sales records, while her social media blew up, turning her into a full-blown phenomenon. Meanwhile, her critics, they got hit with penalties, public roastings, and short-lived spotlight. Every viral clip seemed to pad Clark's wallet even more. Stick around, because the best part is she's only warming up. By 2026, her official signature shoe should be available in the market at a premium, and fans will knock shelves over for it. It's just the beginning. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more updates. Stay tuned.